So the mobility programme is open to second year and third year students in the 5-year programme. So I felt I wasn't ready when I was in second year, so I entered when I was in third year. It's open to students in their first semester of both second and third year. So we call that JC3 when you're in second year and IC2 when you're in third year. So I entered in IC2, and the programme is the very same as in Dublin. The academic programme is identical, the lectures are the same, and all the exams are also the very same. So a typical day in Bahrain involves lectures, as a typical day would be involved in Dublin. So we're based beside the college. We stayed about 2 minutes from the RCSI Bahrain complex itself. But in third year, the clinical program starts, so you begin to have lectures outside the college in hospitals around Bahrain, around Manama, which is the capital of Bahrain. So we were based in BDF, which is one of the hospitals about 20 minutes away, which is actually a much shorter journey than it would be from the city centre to Beaumont, which is where we're based in Dublin, which takes about 40 to 45 minutes. So that was really nice. It was a much shorter commute. In second year, the second year students who we were with, they were based in the college itself. So they had an even shorter commute. They were a 2-minute walk away, so that was really nice. And the college itself is really wonderful. It's a superb campus. It overlooks the sea, and you have magnificent views of Manama, which is the capital of Bahrain. And yeah, the sports facilities there are top notch. It's only 6 years old, the entire building. So there's a sports centre. There's also a fully kitted out auditorium for lectures. And yeah, marble floors, high ceilings. It's really quite cool. So in total, 10 students travelled from the Dublin campus to Bahrain for the semester. There were 3 from second year and 7 from third year. So overall, there were 7 from Ireland, 1 from Canada, 1 from Mauritius, and 1 from Hong Kong. So even amongst the Dublin students, we had quite a diverse selection of nationalities. But we all got on very, very well amongst ourselves and also amongst everyone else. As I said before, everyone was just so excited to see us, and they kept inviting us out to have food, and we'd have a different place to go every evening, because people would say, come over and I'll give you some traditional Pakistani food from my country, or traditional Bahraini food. And there was a huge Asian influence as well from India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. And even the security guards in our apartment block took us out for a meal at the end of the semester. So we were welcomed beyond, beyond all. So there were many similarities. The main one was that the academic programme was identical. So we had the same lectures, word for word practically. We had the same exams. But beyond academics, there were many differences as well. So that was really what was most appealing about the programme. There were many cultural differences. For example, when we arrived on our first night in Bahrain, we were invited into the college for a traditional Bahraini dance experience, and we got traditional Bahraini food. And that was just wonderful, because we were just thrown in at the deep end, and it was just great, and everyone was so welcoming, and they were so curious to know what it was like to study in Dublin and what it was like to be an Irish student in Bahrain, because there's a huge affinity towards Ireland in RCSI Bahrain, owing to the history, because obviously RCSI set up this international campus. The other differences would obviously be the language, but I really enjoyed learning a few snippets of Arabic. It wasn't a major problem, because everyone there is educated through English, so there was no real issue with communication with my peers. There were some issues outside of the college, but I mean, it's not unlike any other country that you would visit, even in Europe. The weather was very different, so when we arrived, we came across a wall of heat, but that was wonderful, because it was so nice to be able to chill after a day of lectures. You could go to the pool. So on the top of our building, the apartment building that we were staying in, there was a pool, and it was between 35 and 40 degrees when we arrived, but then it cooled down as the semester progressed. So it cooled down to about 20 degrees by the end, but it was wonderful, because it gave such a contrast between Dublin and Bahrain. Well, overall, I think RCSI, even from first year being in Dublin, has enriched my understanding of cultures and the diversity of nationalities in RCSI. But I think Bahrain took that a step further because suddenly I was in a place where everything was different, and that really appealed to me. I love traveling, and I think it was a unique opportunity because it was a way to connect to people in their own environment. So there are a lot of Middle Eastern students, a lot of Southeast Asian students, a lot of North American students in RCSI in Dublin, but to actually travel to where these people come from, to meet their families and to understand how they live and how they work and what foods they eat and what they experience in terms of the weather and everything, is just, it's very special. So while we were in the Middle East, we decided to capitalise on being in the region. So we took 2 trips while we were there. One during the midterm break, which was 1 week long. We took a trip to Oman, which is superb. So we did many exciting things in Oman. We did river gorging, so we trekked through a dried up riverbed. We abseiled down gorges, and it was fantastic. We also spent a night on a turtle beach when all the little turtles were hatching. So it was really superb. It was a really unique experience because this only happens about twice a year. So we happened to be there at the right time. And we also took a weekend to Dubai, which is only 1 hour flight away, which is indescribable. I mean, it's a wonderful place. I've never seen so many skyscrapers. I've never seen so many sports cars. It was just really flashy, really cool. We also went to a water park there, and we had really exciting food as well. And yeah, I just recommend a visit to the Middle East regardless. Just it's a world apart, and there are many differences, but it's just wonderful. So I would most certainly recommend this experience. I think even though I was apprehensive beforehand, I was welcomed from the first minute I arrived. I mean, it's a long way away, it's an 8-hour flight, and when I was leaving I was thinking, you know, it's quite a distance and it's far from home, but I really felt at home there because everyone was so friendly and they were so excited to see other students, and people were, yeah, just very welcoming.